This is a CBC podcast. Want a weekly roundup of the best CBC radio programming? Subscribe to the CBC Radio 1 newsletter. Get a digest of the week's top stories, read in-depth articles, listen to interviews and documentaries, and get the lowdown on upcoming stories from CBC Radio 1 that you need to hear. To subscribe, go to cbc.ca/radio and look for the subscribe button. The CBC Radio 1 newsletter. Be informed.
Anine Jain, how are you?
Gonalonkwa, which is I love you.
Agamemok, keep going.
Diane Sile for Don't Touch.
This is First Words, an Indigenous language podcast by Unreserved.
Yat-e, which is a greeting.
Miigwech, which means thank you.
Diga seye, heshe kontratin, da was hier von, so da. It's like good day. My name is Diga. I come from Tlicho, Northwest Territories, and I'm happy I'm here. I grew up in Tlicho, and for the first 9 years of my life, my parents spoke to me in Tlicho, and all my brothers and sisters, they spoke to me in Tlicho. And going to school, they tried to teach us English. Well, some of the school teachers would yell at us in Tlicho while trying to teach us English ABCs 1, 2, 3. So, growing up in Tlicho here, like in the far north, the English language was sort of almost non-existent. Everybody, the whole community spoke Tlicho, and just growing up, my mother really just installed the language in me. I went south when I was 9.5 years old to southern Alberta for school. And when I started on my schooling down there, for the first year, the only thing I've learned is how to fight. It was really like essentially the first time I actually learned or started learning to speak English. I remember the first time arriving there and starting school, like in fall down south, sitting in class, and I still remember this. The school teacher was asking me something, and I just sat there and stared at her, having no idea what she was asking me to do. But apparently, I guess later on, she was asking me to stand up and introduce myself and where I was from. I didn't understand English then. I'm in a band called Digawolf, and our new album is out called Yellowstone. Sometimes it's easier to write a song in Tlicho because it just flows a lot better, and the story is more real. There are some experiences that I have when I head south for shows. When I do shows and I make a set list, and most of it is English. And once I'm there, just prior to the show, I find myself switching the set list to more like in the language. Being like in the north, sometimes you forget very quickly what it's like to play down south, and so you start playing shows in your head, and then only to realize that once you arrive down south, you can trust the people with your language, even though they don't understand. A long time ago, we never had a word for thank you. We never had a word for please. Now we have the words like my Tlicho and stuff and whatnot. We did have a word, N.W.T, which means it's good. I like that word. When somebody says thank you, I say N.W.T. The other word that I like is N.W.T, which means dreamer. And that's the middle name of my son. I just believe that he's going to be a dreamer, like a really powerful dreamer. And the other word that I really like is Sadeh. Sadeh means the sun or sunshine. That's the name of my daughter, Sadeh, and she is the sunshine. My name is Diga, and here are the words of the day. N.W.T means good. Sadeh means the sun or sunshine. N.W.T is dreamer.
For more CBC podcasts, go to cbc.ca/podcasts.